right, let's start our new unit on lines and transversals. A transversal, if you don't know what that means, is a line that intersects two, that should be two, like the number two, or more lines. So you see we've got line L and line M, and that line that's intersecting them, line T, that is our transversal. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at those angles and their relationships. So not only are we going to talk about a couple of new angle relationships, but also remember your old angle relationships. Like if they're on a line, what are they going to add up to? And if they're across from each other, they are vertical angles. So there's something unique about that. Remember those, get those notes out. And then we'll look at some new angles here. So that's our transversal. All right, so like I said, we're going to look at some new angles. And our first one is our corresponding angles. That's these right here. You notice that they are on the same side of that transversal. So that line right there is our transversal. They're on that same side. And, well, I don't have to use my hands because I already put it in PowerPoint. Anyways, so the yellow line is our transversal. You see that they're on the same side and that they're in the same position based on that other line. And these guys are going to be always congruent, okay? Always congruent. So you probably should write down all of these attributes in that box in your notes. All right, going back up to that first picture of our lines and our transversal, I just wanted to point out a couple of these corresponding angles. So we're looking for them to be on the same side of the transversal and in the same position based on the other two lines. So that means we're looking at just a lot of these actually. So looking at 1 and 5. Do you see that 1 and 5 are on the same side of that transversal? And based on their position of that other line, they're in the same position. So whatever these numbers are, say that that angle is 50 degrees, angle 1, then that means that angle 5 is also going to be 50 degrees. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so then angle 3 and angle 7, I've said that they are also corresponding angles. They're both on the same side of that transversal and they're in the same position. Okay. The next one we're going to be looking at is going to be our alternative, alternating, or outside exterior angles. What I mean by outside, not outside, exterior. Alternating is that they are on the opposite side of the transversal. So alternate means that it's on the opposite side of the transversal. So you can see that by that picture. Exterior means they're outside the two lines. And these guys are, again, also going to be congruent. So let's look at that first picture again, and we're looking for ones that are on opposite sides of that transversal line, so line T, opposite sides, and outside the two lines. So that's the transversal opposite side. What would be the opposite side of that? We'd go to the left side, and we're looking at outside, so the one that goes with that is 1. So 1 and 7 are going to be our alternate exterior angles here. Okay, next angle that we've got formed is going to be our alternate interior angles. So there's our transversal. So this time interior, they're on the inside of the lines, and they are on again, opposite. That's why they're alternating opposite sides of that transversal line. And you can clearly see that by this picture. And again, these ones are always congruent. What does congruent mean? Again, I've said it several times. It means that they're going to be the same or equal. Okay, so let's look at, we're looking at these on the inside. So which ones are on the inside here? 4, 3, 5, and 6. So those are our only options for interior angles because they are on the inside of those lines. And we're looking for 2 that are alternating, meaning they're on the opposite side. So which one goes with that angle I have highlighted? Well, it would be 4. So 4 and 6 are our alternate interior angles here. All right. Another angle that is formed by our transversal. Again, we're going to be on the inside. So we got interior angles inside of the 2 lines, and now we're on the same side of that transversal. And these are not going to be congruent. If they are on the same side of that transversal inside, they're not going to be congruent, but they're going to be supplementary. And remember, go back, what does that mean? It means that they add up to 180. You might want to write that down again. So this can also be called same side interior. You might hear that word instead of consecutive. They mean the same exact thing. And going back to our picture up top, which ones are consecutive interior? So we're looking again inside those 2 lines and on the same side of our transversal. Here's 1. Which one is on that same side? Well, that's 3. So 3 and 6 are consecutive interior or same side interior, same word. Okay, looking at one of those examples at the top there. So we are just naming the relationship between the 2 angles given. So we're looking at 1 and 8. So first, let's look at if they are on the same side or the opposite side of that transversal, and then if they are outside of those 2 lines or inside those 2 lines. So looking at 1 and 8, they are on opposite sides of that transversal. So whatever we call them, they're probably going to be alternating. And they are on the outside of those 2 lines, so they are exterior. So alternating exterior. So you're looking at the position of the 2 angles. So let's look at 2 and 3. Are they on the opposite or the same side of that transversal? Same side, so that's our consecutive word, or same side. You can still use that same side word. And are they outside the 2 lines or inside the 2 lines? Since they're inside, they are interior. So that's it, guys. That's all we're doing. 5 and 7. Let's look at where those are positioned. Are they on the same side or opposite side of that transversal? Well, they're on the same side. Are they interior inside the 2 lines or exterior outside the 2 lines? Well, one's outside and one's inside. Are they on the same position? Yes, they are. So these are going to be our corresponding angles. All right, 2 and 7. Again, we're just same side, opposite side of the transversal. They are on opposite sides, so alternating. Are they outside or inside? They're inside, so interior. Okay, 1 and 3. Let's look at those positions. Are they on the same side or opposite side of that transversal? Same side. Are they exterior or interior? One's exterior, one's interior. That means that they're going to be our corresponding angles. Okay? And 6 and 7. Let's look at where those are. Are they same side or opposite side of the transversal? Same side. Are they outside, exterior, or inside, interior, interior? So same side, interior. Okay, that's all we're going to be doing today is looking at some of our lines with our angles. And identifying what kind of angles they are. I didn't note in this example any that don't have any relationship. So, but you might not have a relationship between the angles. You'll see that in the next example, which will be in a separate video if you want to watch that. But let me know if and when you have questions.